What's up, everybody on YouTube, the internet, the interweb, the World Wide Web? How y'all doing? Side Hustle Pro here, aka Justin. Coming to you with another sales update. I'll show you 5 things that I sold this weekend, and then I'll give you the update for my sales and go over my goal. Remember, my goal is $1,000 a month. Is to profit $1,000 a month on $500 inventory budget by listing at least 25 items a week. All right, so let's go over some of the stuff that I sold real quick, and then we'll get down to the nuts and bolts here, the numbers. All right. First thing we sold, some Skechers Shape Ups. All right, got a little bit of some mark there, something. Anyway, Shape Ups. All right, they say Shape Ups in them. See that? Shape Ups. They're by Skechers, and if you notice, the heel bends up like this. So when you walk, right, it rolls. So you have to push. So it really gives your calves a nice workout. So if you're looking for some nice calves, Shape Ups, right? Anyway, these are for a women. I have sold these in men's, but most times I see these in women, and they're typically not a strappy bob deal here, which I thought these were sort of interesting. It's a strap, right? Come to find out, these are called Mary Jane. That's right, like The Last Dance Mary Jane. That is correct. So they're called Mary Jane. They're just like a strap sort of thing there. Anyway, paid $5 for these. Sold them for $35.64 shipped. I'm guessing it's going to cost me about $7 to ship these, and so total profit, and it's all said and done, $19.74. Took less than 30 days to sell. So like I said earlier, if you can spend 5 and make 20, that's perfect, right? All right, next up we got some shirts. Tommy Bahama jeans. Well, Tommy Bahama denim, I'm sorry. Tommy Bahama denim. I guess there's different lines to Tommy Bahama. You got the relaxed line, the denim, the jeans. And you can have a Tommy jeans shirt. It's just the line. This is nice. I almost kept this for myself, right? It's just a plain, like, striped. It's got a pocket on there, some buttons. It's just a white with like blue stripes. Anyway, this was nice. But I never really sold a Tommy Bahama denim, so I picked it up on a chance. I paid $5 for it, and sold it for $21.64. Going to cost me about $4 to ship. Profit $10.15. Less than 30 days to sell. And shirts like this are about my bread and butter. You know, spend 5, make 10. Quick sale. Now, when I say I spent 5, I'm averaging, right? I actually spent $4.60. Okay, and when I say it's going to cost me $4 to ship, it's probably going to actually cost me about $3.60 to ship. When I say 4, it costs $3.60, right? So that's an extra, what, like 80 cents there? So that's almost an extra $1 on each one of these profits that I give you. Excuse me. So when I give you the profit, that's the average approximation. And how I come up with this is a website called FreeCalc, FreeCLC, and I think it's .com, but you can Google it, and it's an app that, well, it's not an app, it's a website that you can run your numbers on, like per item. So you put in like how much you sold it for, the shipping, blah blah blah, if you're a top rated seller, and then it factors in all that stuff, and then on eBay, and then it gives you the profit that you made, right? So it's an eBay fee calculator is what it is. So that's how I come up with those numbers. All right, next thing, sold some jeans. Now I've sold not a lot, but every pair that I've had have sold quickly. They are LL Bean flannel lined jeans. See how the inside is flannel there, and it's flannel all the way down. Now it's April. So it's sort of a weird time to be selling flannel lined jeans, I guess. The men's always sell very fast. I had 2 pair of women's listed, and I just sold 1. Okay, so this is a LL Bean, and this is from Freeport, Maine. Okay, now the LL Bean that says Freeport, Maine, they tend to do a little bit a little bit better, right? I don't know if it's because they're made in the USA or what, or it's just a different era that they were made, but they tend to do a little bit better. So like I said, the flannel line men's jeans sell pretty quick. These, I think, they took over 30 days, between 30 and 60, because I believe they relisted twice. And I have another pair on there, but they're small. They're like a 4 petite. This was an 18. So anyway, sold those for $24.10. Bought them for $5. It's going to cost me $6.30 to ship them, and I'm going to make $10.07. All right, jeans, if I pay $5 for jeans, I at least want to get 25 shipped out of them. This was like $1 less, but that leaves me about 10 bucks. So spend 5, make 10. And by the way, I know you probably see my fingers. They're dirty, right? I'm not a dirty person, but I've been spreading mulch, and that black stuff like stains them. So they're clean. It's just stuck on there. So, all right. Here we go. Charles Tyrewhit shirt, yellow dress shirt, super fine 180s, Jeremy Street in London. In London, in Jeremy Street, that's what the thing look like right there. Okay, so anyway, I'm guessing this is one of those brands that everybody says that to watch out for, and I have sold, you know, a few of these. But I prefer Brooks Brothers over these things, and I think it's sort of the same thing. Like with Brooks Brothers or other dress shirts, if it's not non-iron, I don't even pick it up. So I think it's the case with these, because I've had a few of these shirts and they've been non-iron, they've sold well. This was a not a non-iron, but it is a nice cotton. It's the 180s cotton. And it did not do so well. And I think this one actually might have had a flaw somewhere. I'd have to check the listing. But the reason I think it's a flaw, I think it had a flaw, is because I sold it on auction, and I sold it really cheap. So sometimes when you're outsourcing clothes, clothes are sort of a pain in the butt, right? Because you look through them at the store, don't notice anything, and then you go to check out and you see something. Or you take it home, you check it out, and you see something. Or you check it at the store, you check it when you get home, you go to take a picture and you see something. Or you go to the store, you check it when you get home, you take a picture, you go to ship it, and you see something, right? So I'm always overlooking flaws. I try to do my best to look for them. So typically what happens if I get something home and I'm taking pictures of it and then I notice the flaw, usually if it's just a shirt like this, it's not anything like high-end, like super high-end, I'll just auction it off. So that's what I did with this. The auction, I started at $6.99. It sold at $6.99 plus $6.65 shipping, which is the first class 1 pound. So I sold over $13.64. I paid $5 for it. It's going to cost me about $4 to ship. I'm going to make $2.96 off this shirt. Not my goal, you know. I don't want to sell 1 billion shirts for $2.96 over the next 10 years. But you know, it is what it is. You get your money back plus $3, and it had a little flaw, so I could have thrown it away, but it didn't take any time to list it. So listed it, made that $3. Okay, that's it for eBay. I want to incorporate a little bit of Amazon here. I did go to 2 book sales, which was pretty cool. I went to one last Saturday, and then I went to one on Tuesday, so back to back. And I did get 1 box, 2 boxes. Let me check. 2 boxes shipped out to Amazon. Went to a book sale Saturday, and then I came home, got a box, and then shipped it over the weekend. Or I'm sorry, shipped it out on Monday, and then went to another sale on Tuesday. Made up a box on Wednesday and shipped it out. And I still have about two more boxes to make up here. I send out about 30 to 35 books. It cost me about $10 for 45 pounds, and that's how I send it in small, in 1 box, so I don't have to worry about the contents or anything like that, and to Amazon. But I do keep some here merchant fulfilled. If they're under 50K and they are over $7.99 or $6.99 and super lightweight, I'll sell them merchant fulfilled. And I found a lot of merchant fulfilled books this time. Here's one on trails and exploration by Robert Moore. Okay, I wouldn't know this book from anything else, but I got my tools, right? My scanner and the FBA scan app. Scan it, scanning barcodes. That's all you're doing at book sales. Scan, 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 right? And then after you scan them all, then I'll go back and I'll manually put in the ISBNs or look for stuff that I have to actually look up, but it has to look like it's cool, right? So anyway, this is just your run-of-the-mill book. It feels like it might be fairly new. I haven't checked out the date or anything like that, but it's probably a fairly current book. Yeah, 2016. That was 14,000 seller rank. Okay. $12.92 is what I sold this for. I think this sat for 2 or 3 days, right? And so, actually, I probably listed it on Tuesday, and then it sold on Friday. So yeah, was it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? So 2 or 3 days, depending on what time the day it sold. Anyway, $12.92. Bought it for $1. It's going to cost me around $3 to ship. This is over £1, I believe, so it's probably going to cost me like $3.20. All right. So when it's all said and done, I'm going to make $5 off this. Now, if you do your numbers, Amazon takes out a whole heck of a lot more than eBay. All right. So sell it for $12.92. Then minus the fees and everything, I get about $9.12. Minus the shipping, minus the cost, leaves me at about $5. All right. So, but spend $1, make $5 in a couple of days. You know, that's pretty good. The game with Amazon, right? The book game is not like the clothing game. All right. The book game is quantity. Okay. It's quantity. Now, I don't want it to be so much quantity like I'm making 50 cents off of every item and have to sell 100 of them, you know. But it is quantity, not over quality, but quantity is how you're going to make money on Amazon with books, okay? But quality is not too important. As long as the spine's intact, you can sell it as acceptable and all that kind of stuff. If the spine is not intact, like if this was coming undone here or something like that, you're not even allowed to sell those on Amazon. If they catch them, I assume they'll do something horrible to you, like ban you or some crap. But condition is not nearly as important as it is when you're talking about clothes. Okay, clothes with holes and stains might not even sell. Books with torn covers and marks in them, they're going to sell. Okay, so you want it's quantity, right? So, all right, those are the 5 things, and I will share with you one other thing. And if you look down below in the description, I'm going to put a link to the video. I did a video about how I ship out board games to Amazon FBA, and in that video I had a specific game, Harry Potter, a Scene It edition of Harry Potter, and I think I paid about $3 for it. I think it was $2.99, might have been $3.99. I didn't check the video before to make sure. So if you watch the video and then whatever I tell you on that is correct, but it was probably between $3 and $4. All right, it was complete. Boxed, you know, not shrink wrap, but poly bagged it up, sent it into Amazon FBA. I had it listed for like $95, and that sat for probably about a couple weeks, and then so I get notifications sometimes, like on the Seller Central on the dashboard, and if it's not the lowest price. So I don't always drop it to the lowest price because that's not the best thing to do. You know, you don't want to race to the bottom. But I paid $3 or $4 for it, so I dropped it down to $74.48, and it sold like the next day after I dropped it. Okay, so again, Amazon FBA, they take out a big hit. I think every month it's about, Amazon takes about 60% of my earnings from FBA, so that's a lot, right? But if you spend $3 on something and you sell it for $75, I ended up profiting $56.13. So that's not a bad sale, right? Spend $4, make $56, right? Excellent. So I wish you could find that stuff every day. But anyway, check out that video in the description. Okay, so there's the 5 things that I sold this weekend, or 5 other things that I sold this weekend, plus a bonus, right? Now, let's talk about what we made, or what I made, rather. This month, I do have a lawn care business, right? and it's just me right now. I try to employ someone when I have like bigger jobs to do or something like that. I can handle it all myself in the summer. The problem is when I work full time and then I have to mow 1 or 2 days a week until dark, and then like 12 hours on Saturday, right? Or, well, not 12 hours mowing, like 7 hours mowing, 6, 7 hours mowing, and then I have to do mulching or bushes or something like that. That's where I get the 12 hours, or I have to run it over to Sunday or something like that. All right, so it's a pain in the freaking buttocks, right? But it's the last month of school, so, and it's also like high season for lawn care. So Amazon and eBay sort of take a back seat. All right, so keep that in mind when I share these numbers with you. My last week, I think I only made like 60 bucks. Didn't lose any money, but I didn't put a lot of time in it either. All right, same is going to be for this week. My goal is to have $500 in inventory, spend $500 in inventory, make $1,000 off of that by listing at least 25 items a week. And typically, I was doing that, 5 items a day, Monday through Friday. All right. This week, I did not meet that goal. All right. The total profit is a lot better than last week, but as far as 25 things listed, I listed 6. I did ship in 1 box to Amazon, and I did take like 30 pictures. So I have the stuff to list, right? Sometimes it's just finding the time to clean everything up and take the pictures. But now that I have those pictures taken, now all I have to do is just do the measurements and list them out. Okay, so it's half the battle is done for this week. All right, so next week is going to start a new month. Well, Tuesday I think it's going to start a new month, and so I'm going to try to get back on track. But I might not again, because again I still am working 2 other jobs. Okay, so let's just go over what we made, or what I made rather, this week. And this is 4/23 to 4/29, 2017. eBay, $447.25, which by the way is a 58% increase from my sales from last week, which is excellent. All right. Amazon, $399.56. Okay, total gross income, $846.81. Fees, eBay, $152.04. Amazon, $202.43. And total fees, $354.47. I did spend $83.32 on inventory, and I did not have any supplies or any subscription fees or anything like that. So my total expenses were $437.79. So the total net profit was $409.02. All right, so there's the numbers if you want to screenshot that or whatever. And all I do is I have a little spreadsheet, and I just put the numbers in there, and then I get this, and I file these away, and then at the end of the month, I put them all in a file folder. At the end of the month, I do a monthly recap, and then I stick it on there. So I have the monthly recap and then week by week. All right. I do have other spreadsheets that detail like what I spent, that correlate to each receipt. I keep track of my miles, and so all of my expenses. I have a lot more detailed of a spreadsheet that I'm not going to share with you, not because it's a secret, but just because I don't feel like doing it. But anyway, this is what I do weekly, just to sort of catch my progress, to see where I need to adjust. Like this week, I know that I did pretty well for only listing 6 items, so not a lot of work involved this week. But because I put the work in prior weeks, I made that $409 profit. Okay, so that's pretty good. And let me just throw this out there. This $409 profit, somebody commented on one of my other videos and said that, Uncle Sam's going to want part of that, so that's not really all spendable money. And that's a good point, right? Because I made $400. What I do every Sunday, I figure out how much I made, and then I put back 20%. All right, because tax time, when you report this stuff, the government is going to want some tax from you, right? It's taxable income. Okay. And if you say you're making $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 at the end of the year. They're going to want they're going to want some of that. It's going to fall under self-employment, and self-employment tax is like double of what it is if you're working somewhere. Because you may not know this or not, but if you're working somewhere, your employer is paying part of your taxes. Or if you're self-employed, you have to pay all your taxes, which sometimes is 30-40% of your income, right? Depending on what you have listed, depending on what you have as expenses and stuff like that. All right. So anyway, I do put back 20%. But working at the school, putting back money from my lawn care, putting back money from this. Typically at the end of the year, I don't end up owing a whole lot, or I get money back. Because what happens is if you're doing this, you'll be what's considered a sole proprietor, which essentially means your business is tied to your social security number and not a business ID. And so every bit of income ascribed to that social security number is all clumped up, right? So the money I make from working at the school, the money I make from here, the money I make from lawn care, it's seen as one big unit, right? One big lump sum, and then all the expenses get factored in. And so if I have money coming back from the school employment, then that money will be taken out to cover some of the stuff that I owe on some of my other businesses, if that makes sense. Okay. So anyway, that was a good point. So is all this spendable income? No, because I put back some, right? But I may not have to pay everything that I put back. So it could be, right? And also remember, the product is only an expense if you sell it, right? So it's still considered an asset. How I get these numbers is I go to Amazon, and you can go to your transactions, and then go to account activity, or I think it's called like summary, and you can do a date range report, and you just print out the date that you want, and it tells you your income and your expenses. All right, and then I just screenshot. I just go to eBay, and I go to the performance, and then sales, set up the date, and then performance, and then selling costs, set up the date. I print screen them and copy and paste them onto a Word document, and then I just fill in the numbers here. And so that's how I do it. Sort of simple, right? Pretty self-explanatory. So, yep, that's about it for this week, I guess. I just did all that talking and didn't think about how to end it. It's a downfall of mine, you know, ending stuff. So, anyway, I'm just going to encourage you to keep listing and put in the work, you know, because even if you could spend all week listing, say you get 100 items listed in that week, and then say you only sell like 5 items that week. Well, the next week or the next 2 weeks, you may sell 70 of those items. So with this kind of business, it's about building inventory. Well, it's about building the right inventory and profitable inventory, right? And then reassessing prices and stuff like that. But when you put in the work, you may not get that money in the next few days. You may get it next week. You may get it next month. So that's why it's about building inventory, right? Because some of the stuff I listed last month, you know, or a couple months ago, but it keeps rolling over, right? So you're constantly getting money back, all right? So it's not necessarily from what you just listed, right? I think everybody would agree that it would be awesome if I could buy a shirt for $5 and sell it that night for $20. Doesn't work like that. That's why you got to have inventory. You want to have a nice mix, at least in my opinion. You want to have a nice mix of long tail items, short tail items. So some of the stuff I list, if I list a bunch of stuff in a week, I may sell, say I list 10 things, right? I may sell 2 or 3 of those in 2 or 3 days, and then the other ones I might not sell for 30, 60, maybe 90 days. Okay, but the more you keep doing that, the more sales you're going to have daily. So it's about building good quality inventory. All right. And so that's a perfect example here. I put in diddly work in eBay and Amazon this week. Well, actually, I did do sourcing for books, so that was work. And I did send in 2 boxes to Amazon. But as far as listing on eBay, I don't really do a lot, but made about $400, right? So, but that's because of the work that I put in prior. So that's just sort of how this thing works. Okay, so For the month, I'm not sure where I'm at. I think I might be a little bit under, but I'll have to double check. I'll double check Tuesday because I think Monday is the end of the week, right? No, wait, Monday I think is the first. Yeah, so I think it was Sunday. Yeah, today's the last day in April, so I guess I could have done it today. Oh well, I might sell some stuff through the night. So anyway, tomorrow, or in the next few days, be looking for the video where I do a monthly report, and we'll see how I got to my goal or didn't get to my goal, and what I need to do different. In the meantime, keep learning and keep earning, right? Yeah, if you stop learning, you're gonna stop earning, right? So hopefully you found something encouraging. Maybe found some brands to look out for. Maybe you were just inspired, inspired to keep track of what you're doing, right? Because if you're going to sell on eBay and Amazon, you want to make sure that you're making money, or there's no sense in doing it, right? Any fool can spend money and lose money, right? But you want to spend money and make money, okay? All right. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the like button, which is the thumbs up. Leave a comment, and catch you next time.